This is Hit the Diamond.
And,
Was that at all what you were expecting?
not one bit.
We're just watching this wow, this is nowhere close what we could have predicted.
I was just like, I thought there was going to be some sort of fight.
Yeah, well, even it's called Hit the Diamond, and we know there's like Yellow Diamond's the one sending him out and everything, so we just start watching, so I went, okay.
Yeah,
I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. I liked seeing them all
unexpected.
Yeah, totally unexpected. I really like all those rubies. I thought they were adorable. I'm wondering if they got like women or kids to do the voice because they sounded very kid-like.
They were like an evil Girl Scout troop.
Yeah, and
that's all I got. Like for some reason, just there's like a leader, and the way the other 4 or 5 like follow. I was like, for some reason, I just got Girl Scouts, like evil Girl Scouts.
And there's something. It's like even though they're all kind of drawn alike.
Yes, troop leader.
Even though they're all kind of drawn alike, there's like these specific personalities to each one that they didn't really have to do.
I think it's very safe to say though that Sapphire is the brains of this fusion operation.
Yeah, but Ruby still had to say, you hit the ball, you can look at me.
No, that is very true. Ruby did step up to the plate, but those early scenes were kind of painful. Where she's just like sweating it away, like I was just like, I thought Ruby would be smarter. But then when you see what the other Rubies are like, I'm like, well, I guess she's the smartest of that group.
Yeah. No, I thought this was.
I feel this is an unfair representation of Ruby. Stereotypical.
Ruby is out there.
Post on Tumblr your disappointment. All Ruby lives matter.
Wouldn't that be amazing if Steven Universe just came out with like this unbelievably racist episode? God, that would just be so funny. Like just out of nowhere, like probably the most PC show you could get just suddenly like just slams like some sort of gender, ethnicity, whatever.
Rebecca Sugar is secretly a neo-Nazi. This is like fucking Captain America. It was a Hydra plot the whole time. No, I don't want to see that happen, but it would be amazing. God, I'm just imagining that. I'd kill to see Rebecca Sugar just like throw in Hail Hydra in an episode. So I will say it did shock me, like when not Ruby, when Garnet. She like had like a line in the beginning of this episode. I was like, oh, that's wrong. I've got lines this episode because I was just
even
like,
that not much.
It was just like they had all vanished last episode, and it made me realize how much I kind of kind of missed them. I love the baseball like send off where it's like Steven, Pearl, Bob.
It was Earl, remember, not Pearl.
Earl, I'm sorry, whatever.
I like how even sort of the outfits that they wore sort of represented what kind of characters. Yeah, like Pearl kind of had like the old
proper
1920s.
Old-timey, yeah. I can go far ahead, look like that kind of turn of the century.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I really like about it, again, I like it when you just take characters and it's like just put them in any scenario. Put them on a cruise ship, send them to the city, whatever. Just the characters are strong enough, they'll supply the comedy and the interaction. I felt that's what this was. I just love seeing their reactions just playing this game. And even all those rubies. Like, just they had these very distinct personalities and they were just fun to watch. And then even at the end, there's a little bit of a twist. Like, they're looking for... I forgot her name now. The one that's separated. Jasper, yeah, they're looking for Jasper, which is like, why?
Neptune!
And even then, why didn't they say where Jasper
Why did the one
was?
I don't know. And I'm kind of with Peridot. I guess that's the sad part for Peridot. For such an egomaniac, she realizes even the villains don't want her now. They don't give a shit. But the other thing is, what was with the one Ruby with the Ruby like Terminator eye that was like, thank you. I was. Did we miss something? Is she?
She a
traitor? Does she work for the Valiant? Does she know what's going on, or was she just saying thanks?
I think she just didn't trust him. Like maybe that's it. Just like thank you. Like okay. Like I'm keeping my eye on you, kind of thing. That's the only thing
I didn't get that at all. If that is the case, good job.
That's my guess, but I don't know. I thought it was weird too.
I don't know what it was.
And why are they looking for Jasper?
Stop saying when I say.
There you go.
Fuck you.
The only thing I
Speaking
can
of fucking,
figure,
yeah.
two of them. Okay, it's a shame they couldn't make this an adult show because when Ruby and Sapphire there, I really wanted to say, hey, stop focusing on first base and focus on first base. I really wanted that to be a line, but they can't do that.
No, you want to know how immature it got? We actually started talking about it. It's just like, well, first base is this, yeah. Second base is that. What is third base?
Yeah, we're like,
because I know what a home run is. Yeah, we know what second base is. Is that like a BJ? You're just going down, like eating out, like is it anything below the belt? Like so I looked it up on my phone.
Yeah, you're like, this is funny, but it's a baseball game. I don't think I'm gonna miss any huge plot point.
I don't really think about the bases. I just you just run them all not thinking about it, and
that's how you play the game.
The goal is the home run, so I just think about the home run. So I wasn't dividing it up into individual bases, but yeah, we had kind of forgotten what exactly third base was. Turns out we were correct, by the way. I turned to you and I was like, we were right.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. I think the one thing
so
else...
that's how terrible we are as human beings.
The one
watching
thing
a children's cartoon show and doing that.
Lightly disappointed in when the five of them get together, all the rubies, they just make one big ruby, and although no, that does make sense the more I think, because they all look exactly alike.
Honestly, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, the more I think about it, it's like that is what they would look like.
And it's like the stupidity was multiplied by 5 as well.
Yeah.
Exponential stupidity. Neptune? Well, why didn't you say so? Good God.
Yeah, no, because at first I'm like, why didn't you do one of the cool, funky designs? But all of them look almost exactly alike. There's only the tiniest differences, like in color, and the hair's a little different and stuff, but...
you know what I like?
Makes sense.
They just came out and said, like, going back to that scene at home plate, they just came and said, what are they doing? Flirting. I'm like, wow, we've got an actual flirting lesbian couple here. Like, in a kid's cartoon.
I don't think, with all the leaps and bounds that have been made, like, in the past year or two, I don't think that's an especially huge one.
I think this show is,
it is nice
think
to
this
see
show
that.
has set itself up well enough that we don't have to think of it that way, but when I actually sat there and thought about it for a second, I'm like, when have I ever even heard a line like that in another kid's cartoon?
Well, wait, two.
Yeah, like they literally said flirting, and I'm like, oh my God, like, hide your children, churchgoers.
I like that I like how it's like they come out, but then it's not like they ignore it. It's one of those things where it's like they still have this chemistry. They will flirt, they'll kind of, and it's getting
honestly,
in the way even.
I thought it was fucking adorable.
Yeah, no, I think they're a really good couple.
Yeah. Well, and it's obvious they're good for each other because I think Ruby Lone's kind of dumb.
Well, that's why I like
smarter than her compatriots, but and obviously I think Sapphire has issues, so they complement each other.
Yeah, no, they do.
You know what? It's love. It's true love.
I'm kind of glad we're at that point. I'm glad we're at that point because I talked about this in my Haunting review that when we were growing up, gay couples was sort of like the new thing to be brought into media. So it was sort of like they're gay. And that was kind of it.
Gay.
Yeah, it was sort of like either...
Being gay was your personality.
Yeah, it was either flaunting it in your face, like, hey, we're gay, and like, that was it, or it was like not acknowledging they exist at all, except saying that person's gay, and that's it.
As I said, I didn't think about this till after it had happened. I sat there, and it was only like... It went by, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then I thought, I was like, wait, when is the last time I couldn't even think of a scene where I had seen kind of something like that. Because even Cora pulled it out at the last second.
Yeah, and that's...
And nobody, nobody else in the group that was like, oh, they're flirting. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, so I was like, huh. I was like, that's kind of an interesting kind of benchmark moment that came and went, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. I would rather it work that way. It just was interesting. It wasn't until after the fact that I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I don't really see that often. Like, it doesn't bother me. I'm just like, that's cool. So.
Well, and we watch,
and their personalities aren't the fact that they're gay. Like, they're fully fleshed out personalities. To be fair, they may be asexual. They're gems. I don't know. But that's another interesting loophole to get around it, because you can do that then, and then make that, like, I've literally seen some people arguing, like, why do you have to bring sex into this? Like, they're I'm like, come on, you know what this is a metaphor for. Mm. Like, I
in no way would have connected any of this to two women in love. At all.
I know, right?
At all.
Because they're gems.
Where are you getting that?
Because they're gems,
Rob.
They're gems. Therefore,
no connection.
Therefore, it doesn't count.
But we watch Kimmy Schmidt, and this last season they had Titus and this construction worker come together as a couple, and they are polar opposites. And again, I feel like we're writing them now, where now it's not just, hey, write your gay character like a real person, it's write the couple like a real couple, because I love them in that show, and they are just so
And I will say
likable.
this, when it came to Titus, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, when it came to Titus, I'm actually glad they did that, because I did have a kind of a problem with his characters. I was like, okay, he's very funny, but they definitely wrote him as like, gay, that's him. Like, I was like, just... I felt like
He could be like selfish and dumb.
No,
and
they
stuff
started
like
they
that.
started giving him more of a personality as it went along, and I'm like, thank God, because if that literally was like the only joke, I'd be pissed. And when he finally gets involved in this relationship and has to work through his own selfishness, I'm like, okay, they got it, they nailed it, we're good, thank God.
No, but
don't get me wrong, I
really
thought
like that
from the
relationship.
beginning he was hilarious. You know, that freaking Pinot Noir song he did. So it's not about he's not funny. It's just I'm like, yeah, I feel like they can flesh out more with this character, and they have been. So good for them.
I think that's what I kind of like, and I like seeing.
But it's a
that
broad
change
stroke.
happen. Yeah.
Comedy anyway, so I tend to forgive it that, because I'm like, we're not talking about something that's like really
Like super deep.
It's not a big character study. It paints in broad strokes, and I like broad stroke comedy, so it worked. But I'm glad they're doing more with him.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel that it just feels nicer, because I think really with anything, you can say, don't do that, or let's try this or whatever, but until you see it, experience it, and kind of feel it, I get the feeling like it doesn't make as big an impact. I think that's just one of the ways you break through, like, kind of those barriers and stuff, is that you just show, I like these people. I like seeing them as a couple.
I would rather see two characters who are good people doing good things, who are gay and in love, versus asshole characters that set a terrible example that happen to be hetero. It's like, it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're good people, I don't give a fuck what your sexual orientation is.
Say fuck again.
Fuck. Just don't give a fuck. And I think people that do have way too much time on their hands.
Yes. This said the two people watching a kid show. But this is our job as well, strangely enough.
How did we get here?
I don't know. But there's many pros to it.
I'm not complaining. I'm just like, you kind of wake up some mornings just like,
how'd this happen?
how?
How did this series of events lead to this? No, I really liked it, even though it's totally the opposite of what I thought I was going to get. I thought it was very funny.
It worked in the end. But I did have that moment where I'm like, where are they going with this?
Yeah, no, I was just like,
baseball.
huh? It's because the last two were kind of like very slow and character building and stuff. It is kind of nice. Like, here's a goofy one that's not totally ignoring, like, hey, stuff is happening. We find out
Now
that
that's
Jasper.
comedy.
But yeah, it's a comedy. It's a comedy episode, and it's legitimately funny and uses the characters.
It worked, and they didn't go for the first base reference. So
Yeah.
good for them. We're the horrible people.
Yeah, I totally would have done it. I would have fought hard for that. Even though the censors would be like, you just can't do that. I'd be like, no, I'm making a stand for my stupid joke.
I would be very curious, because, as creators ourselves, we know there are times where we just want to do something but can't. I wonder if Rebecca Sugar is like one of those just sweet, nice types that would never think like that, or if there's a part of her that she's just like, yeah, I would totally have loved to have done that.
Well, you always hear, like,
You never
they put in, to get, because censors are so tough, like, they put in other stuff, like, much harsher to get other things they really want passed. Like, we're putting this into, get taken out, so they're distracted by this, and not the thing we really wanted to get by.
Kind of like the Full House effect. I don't think she's sitting there going like, how can I corrupt people with all these nasty little references? But more like you work on something so long that's so sweet and kind of innocent that, occasionally you just want to be like, and then they totally do it. Like, just because you're so sick of the sugary
You
sweet.
could argue they kind of do when they form in a garden again.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Why do you have to bring that into
I'd be very curious.
There's no connection.
I know nothing about the creator. We're just
But it's fun to fantasize.
like she's some nasty Bob Saget type.
Yeah, she's really nice, and then just like when she closed the door, she's like, fuck people. Fuck them all. Like, and that's her voice too. It's like if she's got a normal woman voice.
What, she sounds like Dr. Girlfriend?
Yeah.
You know when I came up with the idea of the gems? fusing together. It was totally a metaphor for lesbian sex, let's be honest. But more than that, it was a metaphor for love.
That's why I wanted them to fuck each other on the baseball field. Oh my god, what are you doing? You're totally turning this into some sleazeball. We gotta stop.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going. You know, we should not have dropped acid.
Yeah, no, we really should. Because that episode made way too much sense.
Because right now, you look like Pennywise the Clown, and it's beginning to freak me out. We're done.